When Hubei's party chief spoke to the media 2 weeks ago, he must have known his days were numbered. Jiang Chaoliang is the highest-ranking political casualty so far. His dismissal is in response to mounting public anger over the Chinese government's handling of the coronavirus outbreak and follows the sacking of 2 senior health officials on Monday. And while the purge looks set to continue, analysts say it won't bring down those at the top of the party.
The way the Communist Party works is sacrifice a few small fry to keep the big fish swimming in the pond. And this has worked. I mean, this is what happened in the last great time of the SARS epidemic 17 years ago.
The dramatic jump in deaths came after a team from the World Health Organization arrived in Wuhan. The head of the WHO has lauded China's containment efforts, including the isolation of 60 million people, and urged countries not to cut off travel and trade with China. Health officials say the reason for Thursday's sharp rise in death and infections is because the testing criteria has been broadened. Chinese virus experts say the epidemic should peak in China this month before subsiding. What officials don't know, though, are the number of people who've not been tested because they're either unable or unwilling to visit overwhelmed hospitals. The government continues to put out a reassuring message to the outside world that it has this virus under control.
In facing it, we have always adopted an open, transparent, and highly responsible attitude, not only for the sake of China, but also for the world at large.
State TV is stressing the positive, showing patients who've recovered and gone home. It's all reminiscent of the Mao era, with a mass mobilization of medical workers, volunteers and soldiers. The nation's being encouraged to fight what President Xi Jinping calls a people's war against the devil's virus. And there's another virus his government is trying to contain, growing calls to protect freedom of speech. An online campaign led by academics who are demanding an end to media censorship seems to be gaining momentum. That amounts to explicit criticism of the leadership, which is rare in today's China. In Hong Kong, as in mainland China, the death of Dr. Li Wenliang has increased that anger. He raised the alarm about the virus 6 weeks ago. For doing his job, he was reprimanded by police and forced to sign a humiliating confession. He died from the virus on Friday. President Xi Jinping has offered condolences to the families of medical workers who've died, but he's yet to publicly mention Dr. Li by name. Adrian Brown, Al Jazeera, Hong Kong.